What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, Warren Watches Wrestling, back at you with another video. And today we're going to be reviewing the go-home episode of Monday Night Raw for SummerSlam 2026. And that was certainly an episode. I don't think it's as terrible as people say it is. There's good, there's definitely bad, and there's definitely terrible parts of this episode, downright ugly parts of this episode, but we're going to go through what we like, what we didn't like, everything in between to see where we see things moving forward. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Drop your boy a like. Still looking for that first subscriber. We are. I know it's new here, but if you want to be the first subscriber, we'll be greatly appreciated. Let's just start with it. Let's get it out the way. This right here was atrocious. This was horrendous. I'm all for the goofy wrestling. I like R-Truth, Santino Marella, Danhausen. People came around to him. He's funny and all. This was awful. This was generally terrible. The arena, as you can see, no one's into it. It went on way too long. I think the song was like 3.5 minutes long. It made no sense kind of at all. The song absolutely sucked. This segment in general was not good. We had the mini houses, we got the dancers coming out. A little bit later, we have Ryan Garcia coming out to the ring. And once Ryan Garcia gets in the ring, we think, he's there to celebrate with them. He hops in the Congo line, hops in the ring, takes a guitar, and turns heel. Which, I know people, if you like Ryan Garcia or not, if you know who he is, he's very controversial. He is a heel, just character in general. People dislike him, so it makes sense for him to turn heel. But this segment in general just made no sense at all. Solid chair shot. Like I said, he fits in kind of well with the Judgment Day, but this segment just was weird. And then obviously we have Dom and JD come out and they take out the mini houses, they take out Danhausen, they take out Joe Hendry, who's already taken out by the guitar, and they stand tall. This segment, I posted on my Instagram watching it. I really didn't even know how to react to this. I was kind of just shocked, like, what the hell am I watching right now? Like I said, honestly, in this picture, Ryan Garcia fits in as the heel for the Judgment Day. But the concert, like I said, went on legitimately like 3.5, 4 minutes just repeating the same line over and over again, which was a miss. And then we had Garcia do a guitar to the back of Joe Hendry, and then we just get jumped. It was a miss of a segment to me. A lot of people are talking about it. It's going to get a lot of views, so WWE probably loves the fact that it's getting a lot of views. But this was genuinely terrible. So we're going to start with this, get this out the way. There's another part to the story I guess I should touch on, which is later in the show. We see, Danhausen and his mini houses all beat up backstage, laying down. And Adam Pearce kind of comes in and is like, hey, we have to give their money back to them. I can't deal with this every week. And he's like, put it on a poll. And like, what? Put it on a poll for SummerSlam. So now we got human monies on a poll match for SummerSlam. That's what this segment led to. So, I don't know if that's a win. Anything on a pole type of match usually sucks, in all things considered, unless it's a ladder match. That's not on a pole, but on a pole is really when something is on a pole by the turnbuckle. Those matches are not good. But this match, obviously, if you're not ready for shenanigans, if you're not ready for silly or stupid wrestling, probably won't be a fan of this match. Like I said, this segment overall had a lot of hate. I do think the match will be some fun. You just got to be open-minded to and not be a stickler to wrestling. But I don't know. I don't know what the plan was here. I think it was terrible. It was a tough watch. It was if someone walked in and you watching this, I feel like I'd rather someone walk into me watching porn. This was that bad. But anyway, let's just get that out of the way and let's move on. And that is the fact that we pulled the trigger and we finally gave Raquel Rodriguez the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I am very happy for Raquel. I was watching this kind of smiling for her. You got to feel for people like Raquel. She's had how many opportunities to win this. We keep acting like she's the big bad that you beat to move on to Liv Morgan, when she should get a little bit more respect. She has put in the work. She has become better and better. I think going into this match, the two vignettes that they both had were not the best. They were shot very weird. I wasn't really hyped for that. But going into the match, I really did not expect Raquel to win. I expected it to be the run-of-the-mill usual, the interference. They're going to run out. Io will take care of Roxanne. Liv will come out. Io will come out, take care of Liv. And then Raquel will get caught off guard and get pinned with a soul snatcher or something like that, which that did look like that was going to happen. But as the ref was looking away, so went for it. She got pulled down. Raquel to Hada Bomb 1, 2, 3, and we have a new women's champion. I think this is great. For Raquel, I think it's good. I do think this means that the Judgment Day is going to be together. I don't think they're breaking up anytime soon. I don't know if they ever will break up, but I do like this decision. I think the match was good. They're both good workers. I think Sol looked really good in it. It was one of her cleanest matches up to this point. Obviously, as you see by the photo, not her cleanest match because she did bust Raquel open. I think Raquel broke her nose when Sol did a moonsault outside of the ring. It looks like she caught her on the nose and she busted her nose open. But in this moment, you kind of just feel for Raquel. It was very well deserved. I do think like seeing these graphics, these pictures, like this is the moment that she's been working for her whole life. She finally has 7 goals. She kind of deserved this moment. Now, on the flip side of this whole thing, though, is what do we do with Sol Ruka moving forward? Now, I am very happy for Raquel. That doesn't mean that I don't like Sol Ruka. I do think we called her up a little too early. We kind of seen it with her mic work isn't the best, but she wasn't able to really cut those promos or be the top star on NXT. She was always the future, but she never held the world title or had a world title run. I really do think that could have helped her with the mic work, also in ring. I don't know if she was nervous or whatever it might be, because in NXT she was a really clean worker. Yes, her moves are very hard to do, so they are easy to botch, but she was making a lot of botches. It became kind of a theme every week. She was having a botch or two in every single match that she had. So it did kind of seem like she wasn't quite ready for this moment. However, like I said, this match was good, so I do think they still have a bright future with her moving forward. I don't know if she's going to be going after a world title moving forward, but taking this title off of her, she could go back after it, or there is Money in the Bank coming up, so she might be put in that match, and who knows, obviously they see a bright future. I don't think this is the end of Sol Ruka, or she's going to be sent back down. I do think she's perfectly fine where she's at. She's going to be continued to be booked as a seer, as a future star. But I'm intrigued to see what their plan is with Sol, if she takes time off, or if we're just going to wait for her to be put in that Money in the Bank match. This also makes me wondering what they're going to do with Lyra. Lyra's whole thing, she obviously is a heel now, so I don't think she's going to go after Raquel as a heel versus heel, unless we see Liv turn on Raquel, turning Raquel babyface. But then I don't know what you do with Roxanne in that situation. So having the flash to Lyra did make me think another reason why Sol was going to win. However, with Raquel being a heel champion and Lyra being heel, I am curious to see what they're going to do with Lyra. Her presentation has been great. Her work has been great as a heel. She needs to continue to stay on TV. I would not be mad if we just forgot about this quick little moment and we just let Lyra go after the World Championship, especially if it is EO, because they could put on a banger of a match. But it was just kind of food for thought. They showed her during this match, so clearly she might be going after the IC title if this could be the first feud. But I do think Lyra should be winning with whoever she faces next with the work she's been doing. Moving from the women's mid-card to the next mid-card, we'll just kind of hit on these matches real quick. We have Ethan Page, who did get a huge win over Rey Mysterio, whether people think that or not. I think this is a massive win for Ethan Page to let him beat a Hall of Famer in Rey Mysterio. Good match. I do think Ethan is probably going to be next up for the IC championship. He might lose that match, but Gable should go on a run. But I do think Gable will win it. I think Ethan Page will be a very good first matchup for him to go back and forth with. Then we had Javon taking on Rusev. And for most of this match, Rusev was winning. Once again, Javon, as always, was tremendous in the ring. I think people are going to continue to fall in love with this kid. He's just so good. He's so energetic. Maybe you don't like his character, but the kids love him. And he should continue to wrestle every single week because he does put on a great match every time he's out there. It was a quick, easy match. Rusev right now, I think I've seen the clip of him, if you haven't seen it online, after he lost a match, he kind of just completely rolled out of the ring and just walked back. No sold everything, like rolled out, walked back. So obviously he's clearly pissed off with his booking, which is fair. He is just kind of the fodder right now. Like he's taking pin after pin after pin. He's the big bad guy for the baby faces to beat. So with Javon winning this, I do think that we might have Ethan go after it next. Maybe we'll have Ethan and Javon feud. That could be a really fun feud. They had a great feud in NXT. But just a quick, simple touch on this match. Good match. Continue to book Javon. The fact he's not at SummerSlam is crazy to me because he was part of the big three, as they were calling them. But nonetheless, solid match. Then we'll talk about what I thought was is the best video package of the night. The Chad Gable hype package promo that he cut in this little, vignette that they have was fantastic. If you could watch something from this episode, I low-key think this would be it. This vignette and Chad Gable's promo had me ready to run through a wall. He's got it, man. I don't know how the WWE doesn't say it. He should get this Intercontinental Championship. After this promo that he cut here, he should absolutely get this Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if he was going after a World Championship. All things considered, I would not be upset about it. But this hype package was amazing. I think if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out because this was genuinely one of the best things on the show. But you're about to see a theme here. There was a lot of video package, hype packages going into SummerSlam. I do wish these two kind of had a little bit more of a story, like a little face to face. I think the story has already wrote itself, right? Obviously, Penta being the one that sent Chad Gable away to AAA because he was the one that beat him. Chad Gable having this obsession with the IC title that he just can't win. So the whole storyline has been absolutely terrific. They just haven't touched on it much since Gable has came back. They haven't had no really promo. They respect each other. I know the hype packages are how you get some hype build up for the match. Penta, obviously, I do love Penta too. His package was great as well. He can cut a great promo. I think he's just very likable. He's very cool as just a character and a person. If it wasn't Gable he was going against, I probably would want Penta to keep this title because Penta's been having a great run and he's has a connection with the fans, which a lot of the luchadors have a hard time doing. He has a genuine connection with the fans that you don't see often. This was a great package as well. I think it does kind of build up to their match at SummerSlam, which is probably going to be the best match of the week. Then let's move on to what just was objectively a really weird segment. I just don't think it hit the way it was supposed to. First off, you're doing weigh-ins for stuff that doesn't matter to have weigh-ins. But we have Oba, we have Brock. Oba comes out to do the weigh, and he steps on the scale, weighs in at, I think, 302, which I did say when Oba walked out, he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. Buddy is looking like $1,000,000. He's definitely slimmed down, definitely has lost fat, like body fat. He looks a lot more lean than he did before. Still a massive human being nonetheless. But we have Oba come out, do the weigh-in. He gets weighed real quick. Brock comes down. He just decides to lock the cage, stay outside of the cage, and kind of walk around. We get the same old Paul Heyman promo, except for the microphone didn't want to work for him. It just kept fading in and out, which I think Brock was breaking character laughing, but I think he was genuinely laughing at the fact that Paul Heyman could not find a working microphone. But that kind of took away from the segment as well. And then we see Brock circle around, I'll see you at Hell in the Cell, SummerSlam, bitch. And then, Oba's like, no, you're not in here with me. Like, I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me type of deal. And then Oba goes off and absolutely demolishes security guards for whatever reason. I'm sure we've seen the clip on Twitter, if anywhere else. The security guard botches. He tries to fall from grace a little too early. Now, people say Oba botched. Oba saved him. If Oba wanted to, he could have dropped him on his damn head. But he decided to pull him back up and then slam him again. And then he kicked the shit out of him. I think Oba was generally not happy. He kicked the hell out of him to kick him out of the ring, which looked like a real kick. But this segment, I feel like overall it was a miss. It was just, it didn't hit the way everything else has been hitting. As you see, Paul Levesque, Triple H had to put himself in the ring for this segment for whatever reason. He just has to be out there. He doesn't want to be part of the show, but he has to be on the show for all the big moments for whatever reason. But I just feel like this segment overall was a miss. Still looking forward to the match. Still think it'll be a great match. Hoping that it does go past like the 15-minute mark. It's not just a quick in and out type of Hell in the Cell. But I don't know. I feel like this segment did kind of miss the mark, especially going into SummerSlam. We also did have a Liv Morgan and Io Sky hype package as well, both building towards their match. I think this feud has been criminal the way it's been booked. Obviously, the way Liv Morgan has been booked has been maybe more criminal than even this whole feud in general. With Io Sky, Liv Morgan having her first title defense being at SummerSlam is objectively crazy to even think about. She hasn't done anything with this title since. I mean, the promos were both fine. They were both okay. I mean, these two, it's kind of, I guess they don't trust Io to go out there and cut a promo, but Io is just so likable and so lovable as it is that you probably could send her out there. And Liv Morgan is good enough to kind of hold her own where she can carry the promo back and forth, which people might not agree with, but she is a good artist at cutting promo. Like in this hype package right here, I think she did a very good job in it, building hype for the match. These two were good. Like I said, the hype packages for this episode were arguably some of the best stuff of the episode. But it just helps build towards a match. Like I said, this match has been criminally underbooked, but at least they try to do good with what they were given. Then we'll quickly touch on this match. It just wasn't anything special to me. I thought Alpha Academy taking on the Vision, doing it again, running it, at the Go Home show. I really did think the Alpha Academy was going to get the win here. And I was kind of hoping Alpha Academy with the win so we could see Braun just kind of lose it, turn heel in the Vision, have him go his own way going out of SummerSlam. But instead, we just got what you expected. We got a Vision win with Logan Paul getting involved, Maxine getting involved, a super spear, which I think was a little bit of overkill to Tozawa for the win. And then, as you can imagine, after the match, they try to start beating up the Vision. The Vision have the number games. They take over. They start beating down Alpha Academy, and they stand tall as usual. Is after the beatdown happens, we have them still continue to beat them down. They start to walk away. We have Otis in a position with his head against the steel post. Austin Theory gets a chair and crushes his head, which did look like a vicious swing and vicious hit. Now, this was definitely writing off Alpha Academy, so they're definitely not coming back. That is the end of that story, which is a good thing, but I'm a little worried for Alpha Academy moving forward. This is the type of characters that they have been releasing. Let's just call it what it is. And they have been around for a while. Maybe they just want to release them, bring in new talent or whatever it might be. But this does make me a little worried for Alpha Academy. Obviously, the good thing is we're moving on from this feud. But the bad thing is, I don't know if Otis and Tozawa are going to be back. This really did look like a write-off type of moment for them, which we have seen before. Now we'll move on to the segment that I actually did kind of enjoy, and that was the Usos come out to once again another new theme. It's not new, it's kind of one of their old themes. They just continue to change what they come out to. They don't know what song they want to come out to. But I did think that was interesting once again. Now it's just us, Us. Day one, it's me and you, Us. So they changed it again, but they came out to a new theme. They came down, cut the usual promo. This year, warning shot, bow. But in the background, we hear someone say bow, pew, 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 and it's none other than good old-fashioned Solo. I've been a fan for Solo for quite some time now, but I do think the character work he has been doing has generally been fantastic. I love the fact that we let him talk, we let him be charismatic, we let him show his goofy side. He generally is so charismatic with the microphone. His confidence, as you even see in this picture, his confidence is through the roof. He's having a fun time. Seeing him cut promos like this makes me so nervous because, he comes out talking about pew, 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 your warning shot. Yeah, we know. What are you going to do? Give me a warning shot? You're going to go like this for 30 minutes? You're going to yeet around? You're going to bore everyone? Like, he's generally great on the microphone. I don't care what anyone says. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. This gimmick that he has going on at this current moment, looking like a babyface, has been tremendous. I know we all are thinking this is just going to lead to a heel turn, which does kind of suck because I am thoroughly convinced with how over the top babyface he's been that he's going to turn heel at SummerSlam. I just wish he wouldn't. Like, I would not be mad if Solo got the win and he pinned like his brother. I would not be mad about it. That's the probably lowest likely thing to happen. But he comes out, he cuts pretty much a great promo. He introduces L.A. Knight, does the whole gimmick. LA Knight obviously comes down and we have the brawl take place. And of course, we have LA kind of cut the promo talking about the brawl. The brawl takes place. We have Jacob Fatu come out, and then we have Royce Keys come out, and then we have them brawling, and the team of the Misfits stand tall. We have Royce Keys, Solo, and LA Knight end up standing tall, which does kind of mean they're probably going to lose at SummerSlam. I just don't see them winning. Like I said, I see Solo turning on whether it be LA, most likely LA Knight, and then joining the Bloodline once again. If that is the case, I do hope Solo does keep this character that he has, that he doesn't go back to being just a silent killer or just a Terminator or a super serious guy. If he stays this character and just kind of bounces jokes back and forth off the Usos, off Roman, he could probably make Roman break character, honestly, with how great he's been. But this match shouldn't make sense. You shouldn't be hyped for it. But I think the build for this match has genuinely been one of the best build matches. So, like I said, Solo looks great. LA Knight has been cutting nothing but great promo, staying involved. We keep Royce Keys involved, who has looked pretty damn good, who has pretty good moments throughout this feud. Obviously, the Usos are back to being the Usos like they always been. Fatu has kind of taken a step back, obviously, from competing for the World Championship. We all knew that was going to happen. But still keeping him around, making him look like this wild animal that goes on his own speed, doesn't really listen to the Usos. I think this feud has been great. This was a good way to kind of build up towards their match at SummerSlam. So this was arguably one of the better moments of the show as well. This was a good segment. Then, of course, we end it with the main event segment with Seth and Roman having their promo off against each other. Disappointing is the one word I would use to describe this. It was straightforward. It wasn't anything crazy. There was no deep cuts taken here. We had Seth kind of control most of the promo. Honestly, Roman didn't say much. Seth was talking about how he's is a better wrestler than Roman. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. He wants to make Roman's family cry, just like he did at WrestleMania when he cashed in on him. Roman will always be under him, and Roman will always be his bitch. That's kind of the extent of everything that was said. There was nothing else really involved in this whole entire promo other than that. And of course, you know what that leads to. It led to what is starting to become a very, very overdone shot. Rollins barely getting to his feet. Roman goes out, grabs a chair. He wants to give him the Shield chair shot to the back again. It's just on repeat. Like, I wish we did something different, something new. This was the same thing. First off, it took Seth had to stand there on the ropes because you know how Roman moves very slowly to get the chair. He comes back in, and Seth is still just standing there, like waiting for Roman to come back in. And of course, Roman takes his time getting a chair. So as Roman rolls in the ring, he gets stomped by Seth Rollins, taken out, laid out. So Seth Rollins controls the whole promo, kind of bitches him on the mic, and then he stands tall to end the show, kind of bitches him in the ring, proving that he will most likely 95% chance to lose at SummerSlam. I know some people don't believe the trope, but it really is. I feel like everything in this show, everyone that stood tall, I was going to predict to lose anyway. So, I mean, I'm going to stick with it. I do think that we are just building up Roman to kind of be that unbeatable champion, to beat everyone by himself, to erase this memory of Seth Rollins that he can't beat, to make him look so unstoppable to go on this run. And as much as I hate to say, probably hold the title all the way to WrestleMania to take on Oba. And I know that's just how they book. They book in advance, so it kind of sucks if you're an opponent from now to then, because that's where we're trying to get to. But for this segment itself, I do think it wasn't as hard hitting. It wasn't as meaningful. I really don't think they had to get physical. I think they could have just took deep shots at each other on the microphone like they usually can do, like they both are capable of doing. Instead, we just relied on, I'm better than you. You're a bitch. Let's fight, like type of deal. And I don't know. I think it missed in all aspects of it. So that was the go home episode of Raw. Like I said, there was some good in it. I do think the hype packages were good. I think Solo in the 6-man tag match was pretty solid. I like the fact Raquel won. But there was also a lot of bad in this episode, and I know that as well. But I mean, it was a fine episode. It just didn't feel like a go home episode for SummerSlam for all things. But like I said, that's my review of it. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Still looking for the first subscriber, still looking for the first like. So if you guys can be that for me, I would very much appreciate it. If you have any ideas, any opinions, drop in the comments, drop a like, drop subscribe. It's been your boy, Warren Watches Wrestling. Stay beautiful, world.